Let's take a dive into what actually was slavery in school. We are taught that the slaves couldn't read, but that is a fragmented concept because it doesn't take into consideration, or it doesn't mention thoroughly that the slaves and the colonizers spoke different languages. The concept of the slaves not being able to read and write English words is just left to imply that the slaves were ignorant. That is a lie because the slaves were able to communicate. They were able to speak English as well as their native languages, as well as native languages of other slaves from other tribes, which implies that the slaves were highly intelligent, but they just did not read the English language but spoke it fluently, as well as their native languages. The problem with the education system in America and any other country that is teaching this vile, outdated concept to lower the frequency of the indigenous to the Turtle Island individuals who were trafficked into slavery and forced to work for free is very diabolical in a sense. But considering that Neanderthals' relatives created the concept, I would see why people are still saying it. But you'll just got to stop. Truly speaking, the slaves could speak multiple languages. They were not ignorant people, they just didn't read English words. That doesn't mean that they couldn't read their language, doesn't mean they couldn't write their language. They just couldn't write English. So please, if you're teaching this in schools, you need to teach it a better way. Do not imply or suggest that the slaves were just dumb people, because the truth doesn't matter is you would have to know how to read. In order to cook, you would have to know how to do math. In order to cook, you have to know ratios in order to cook food. Otherwise, you would kill somebody. That's the truth. You can't do math without reading. You can't live on earth without knowing how to read and knowing how to comprehend. But the fact that people are not allowing comprehension to be comprehension, but trying to make reading comprehension the overall comprehension, which reading would just be a subset of learning, because you have writing, you have speaking, you have reading. Those are just subsets of learning. The comprehending of learning is the foundation of education. Comprehending, being able to process the information, not just regurgitating something that you heard, but also ultimately processing it and able to put it into a life system that you're utilizing in life. You'll need to do better. Thank you.